Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Join us in analysing innovative rugby tactics. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out.
Fainga'anuku has long been known as an international back, usually playing on the wing or at centre. But according to Marshall, he will spend part of the new season operating in the forward pack. This is not entirely unfamiliar territory for the 26-year-old, as during his time with RC Toulon he was occasionally tested in more physically demanding roles. Marshall believes his physicality and ability at the breakdown are strong enough for him to become an effective forward. When I look at this shift, I ask myself, what prompts a player who is settled in the backline to be pushed into a more collision-heavy, high-pressure area? The answer, in my view, lies not only in tactics but also in philosophy. Modern rugby is entering a phase where positional rigidity is no longer an advantage. Innovation has become the defining keyword. And when we speak of innovation, it is impossible not to think of how Rassie Erasmus has utilized Andre Esterhuizen for the South African national rugby union team, moving him flexibly between backline and forward-oriented roles to create unexpected tactical options. I sense a valuable intersection here.
When Fainga'anuku is given the opportunity to play multiple positions, it reflects not only the coaching staff's trust but also a challenge to him. Is he ready to step outside his comfort zone? In sport, as in life, the comfort zone may be pleasant, but it is rarely where we grow the most. Marshall shared that most of Fainga'anuku's energy will still be devoted to supporting the backline. This shows balance, not a complete role conversion, but a strategic addition. I appreciate this approach because it does not dismiss the player's existing strengths. Instead, it expands his value. When considering how the next head coach of the New Zealand national rugby union team might learn from the model of the South Africa national rugby union team, I see this not as imitation but as the natural evolution of elite sport. Top teams constantly observe, learn from, and adapt to one another. The 6 halves bench split, 6 forwards and 2 backs, once adopted by England from South Africa, is a prime example of strategic adaptation.
Such moves do not erase identity, rather, they enrich it through evolution. I am particularly impressed by the suggestion that Fainga'anuku could offer an advantage in close contact areas around the breakdown. These moments demand strength, decisiveness, and lightning-fast decision-making. When a backline player can charge into collisions like a genuine forward, a team gains additional structure and unpredictability. In international competition, where opponents scrutinize every weakness, unpredictability is gold. I also reflect on the human dimension. At 26, an age of athletic maturity, he is willing to experiment with a new role. That requires humility. When you are already an established international back, shifting positions means risking being reassessed from scratch. Only those who truly hunger for growth dare to accept that. We need to view this change with openness. Fans often become attached to fixed images of players, a speedy winger, a solid centre.
But sport is not a museum of static portraits, it is a living laboratory. If we insist on seeing only the familiar, we miss progress. I draw a personal lesson from this. In any field, adaptability is the key to survival. The world changes, the rules change, as Marshall emphasized regarding upcoming law adjustments. If we fail to prepare, we become reactive. If we innovate proactively, we can turn change into advantage. There is also a broader message here. Strength lies not only in specialization, but in multidimensional capability. A player who can operate both in the backline and among the forwards resembles a person who can combine logic with emotion, discipline with creativity. Being well-rounded does not mean doing everything at an average level, it means leveraging your strengths across multiple contexts. Looking again at the Springboks model with Esterhuizen, I see a testament to courageous thinking. Erasmus saw in a centre the potential to fulfill a forward-like role, and he gave him the opportunity. How often are we labelled and confined to one position? How often do we limit ourselves by believing we are suited to only one role? I remind myself, do not box yourself in.
If today I am accustomed to one task, tomorrow I can learn another. If Fainga'anuku can step from the backline into the forward pack, I too can step beyond habit to discover untapped potential. Preparation is essential. Innovation is not impulsiveness. It must rest on a solid foundation. Fainga'anuku can be tested among the forwards because he possesses the physical attributes, breakdown experience, and intensity required. Innovation should build on strengths, not deny them, if all goes well in Super Rugby Pacific 2026. This will represent not only personal progress for one player but also a signal that New Zealand rugby is ready to adapt to global trends. When a sporting culture is willing to change, it is alive. As fans, I hope we support experimentation positively and avoid rushing to judgment if early mistakes occur. Every innovation carries risk, but without risk, there is no progress. For myself, the message is clear: keep learning, keep experiencing, dare to challenge yourself. In a constantly shifting world, those who are versatile yet deeply grounded hold a lasting advantage. What moves me most is not the tactic itself, but the belief behind it, the coach's belief in the player's belief in himself, and a nation's belief in the future of its rugby. When belief is paired with preparation and discipline, it becomes a powerful force for positive change. Be courageous enough to innovate. Thrive for well-rounded growth. Never lose the spirit of learning, for it is precisely when we dare to step into a new position that we truly discover and surpass our limits.
Scrum Masters Elite _UK farewell. Dare to innovate, push beyond limits, grow without end.